Hello students, welcome to our channel. In today's UPSC's answer copy analysis, we are going to discuss UPSC 2017 topper All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty's answer copy. So let's go into the question which has been asked here. This particular question is picked from your GS paper 3 component of your main syllabus and is related to economic subject. So let's go into the question which has been asked here. As the country with the largest arable land acreage, India can not only ensure its own food security but can also become a source of food for the entire planet. What is ailing India's agricultural sector? Suggest remedial measures. One thing which we need to understand is they are asking us to answer in 250 words, so that will be carrying 15 marks in the UPSC mains examination and will be given a maximum of only 3 pages to write for this answer in the UPSC mains examination. So before going into this answering component, let's again try to read and answer this question, because if you look at this particular question, that is All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty has a very good quality of reading and understanding and digesting the question for at least 1 to 2 minutes. This is usually we are advising to the students whoever is going to give UPSC mains examination. Reason being that in GS3, that is especially economic component, one of the crucial challenge which we have been observing over the years is that students are finding it very difficult to address all the segments or components of the question in a equal manner. So in this particular question, if you look at it, let's see how many segments are asked in the question. As the country with largest arable food acreage, so up to this there is a single component. Then India can not only ensure food security, so this is a second component, but can also become a source of food for the entire planet. So after but, so another one segment is coming. Then what is ailing India's agricultural sector, another one component. Then suggest remedial measures, another one component. This topper also done very clearly. Not only that, if you observe All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty's one more unique quality is he has clearly underlined in each of the segment what are the key words which needs to be addressed. This is also one thing which we need to learn. Not only finding the segments which are asked in the question is going to be important, also one more thing what we need to learn, especially for GS3 economic component, is we need to find out what is the keyword in each of the segment in the question, and you should attack that keywords as much as you can in the segments or subheadings which you are going to put in the answer. So this is one important learning from today's video. Let's now go into the answer. So before that, let's count how many segments are there. So this is number 1, then India, this is second, then can ensure food, that is this is third component, then fourth component, then 5 components they have asked in the question. And if you look at this particular All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty, he has also addressed this question. That is the first component in directly in the introduction itself. So this is the first segment he has addressed, and the second segment is they are asking us to write about food security and another keyword India. So Indian food security has put it as a second subheading, that is the second segment he has addressed it. And for the third subheading he has put it India as a source for, that is a planet, that is for the source for the entire planet we can supply the food, that is the third component. Fourth is what is ailing India's agricultural sector, that he has put it as a fourth component. And the final one is suggest remedial measures, that he has included in the final segment. This is what I say, whenever we write an answer in GS paper 3, we have to address each segment of the question correctly and completely with proper subheadings. This is one important learning which we need to improve. Additionally, if you look at students, this particular that is All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty's structure of his answer, as usual, he is coming out with an introduction. The introduction he is trying to write it in 3.5 lines. I would say 2 to 3 lines is one of the ideal way to write is in introduction to any GS paper answer. Then followed by that, he has written body of the answer. As we have discussed already, he has put the body of the answer in a subheading approach. Let's now move to the final segment, that is he has written a conclusion, but the conclusion here is very crisp, so he will not carry any 2 significant marks for the conclusion which he has written. Reason being that in the UPSC mains examination we need to write minimum 2 to 3 lines conclusion, because that will look attractive to the examiner to award some at least half a mark for the conclusion which we are writing. Okay students, let's now go into the body of the question which All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty has addressed, and what are some of the unique things which he has done in his body of the answer. As we discussed before, he has addressed the segment, especially the body of the answer, in subheading approach. Not only that, each of the segment he has came out with an unique approach. In the first segment he has came out with a schematic diagram approach. So instead of coming out with a point based approach followed by the subheading, he has came out with a schematic diagram where he has represented the points in a very different kind of presentation, and that looks very unique and attractive. So this will easily carry extra half a mark to Anudeep Durishetty, which many of the other toppers will not add it to their answers. Not only that, students, if you look at the other segments of the question, even for the next subheading also, he has introduced in another schematic approach, and this also looks very unique. So what I would say is, in UPSC mains examination, as far as you can introduce variability in your answer writing, that is when we can fetch more marks in the UPSC mains exam. So rather than sticking to a unique kind of answer writing style in the body of the answer, if you can introduce varieties of answer writing style like what All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty is doing, if you could also reflect in your answer, students, then you can fetch maximum marks in your answers. Reason being that it will give different kind of attractiveness to the examiner to have a keen attention, and you can easily award marks to such candidates also. Even if you look at the further component of the subheading, here he has followed the usual point-wise approach. Not only that, he has followed it with underlining the keywords. So this is something, the unique quality which most of the recent UPSC toppers are also doing. Not only that, for the final subheading, he has included especially additionally examples in his answers. This is also many of the UPSC toppers has been doing. So overall, if you look at the Anudeep Durishetty, that is All India Rank 1 Anudeep Durishetty's answer writing and the marking pattern today, he has overall written all the segments of the answer in a complete and satisfying manner. Not only that, in the body of the answer, he has came out with varieties of answer writing style. That is something which is adding unique to his answer writing style and presentation, and he has written his answers also in a beautiful manner. If you look at the final segment, he has introduced the committee names. This is something which we should do, especially in case of GS paper 3 economic paper. Introducing committee names, especially before conclusion or in the conclusion, will add value to our answers, and they will be having maximum chance of fetching extra half a mark in the UPSC mains examination. So let's now come to the marking pattern, students. If you overall observe this particular answer, for the introduction, this UPSC topper would have got half a mark, and for the next component, for introducing this schematic diagram, you would have got that half a mark extra, and for writing this third component of the question, you would have got 1 mark. And coming to the crucial component, what is ailing Indian agriculture, if you observe here, he has written 6 points for this segment, and the next component he has written 4 points. So overall, he would have got 5 marks for this 10 points, because he has addressed these points with keywords, underlining. Not only that, he has justified it with examples. So he would have easily fetched that 5 marks. So overall, if you come here, friends, that is the marking, how much he got here is, that is a 5 mark for these 2 segments, 4th and 5th segment of the subheading, and here 1 mark, that is 6 marks, and here half a mark, and again here half a mark. So for the conclusion, he will not be carrying any marks here. So overall, he would have got 7 marks for a 15 marker question. And in the UPSC mains examination, if you observe his mark sheet also, his marking is coming nearly close to that, an average of 6.5 to 7 marks per question. That amounts to, for 20 questions, he got nearly 140 marks, that is 136. So this is what we have been telling repeatedly. In the UPSC mains examination, whenever we write, we need to address the answers in a complete manner, and this need to be learnt. That is one of the key takeaway from today's video, students. Not only that, we have been observing most of the UPSC toppers are having a clear structure in the answer, that is writing an answer with a proper introduction, body, conclusion. And body of the answer, as far as concerned, we should introduce variabilities in the GS paper, economic paper especially is concerned. That is, subheading approach and usage of schematic diagram will look variability to the answer, and he will award you more marks for those candidates. Not only that, we should also follow the conventional point-wise approach, and as far as possible, we should introduce examples in our answer. Not only that, along with the examples, if you can write the name of the committees, any expert committees recommendations, that will also add value to the answer, and followed by a conclusion which is having a futuristic or road ahead perspective, will also make our answers very attractive to the UPSC examiner. I hope today's video are useful to you, students. So do like, share and comment our video. We'll again meet in a new video. Thanks for watching.